Hello, I'm Mahet, and today I'd like to help you get ready for player housing in World of Warcraft. A few days ago, I posted a little video mentioning that some of the housing items will be locked behind reputations and legacy currencies. In this video, I want to talk about how to get your reps up and where to farm those currencies. One of the problems that I've encountered is that most of my characters are Horde, so I'm missing some of the original Alliance reputations. Thankfully, the vanilla reputations and most of those up until Cata are pretty easy to get. If you need rep from Blood Elves, Orcs, Humans, or Night Elves, it's pretty easy to go to one of their questing hubs and rack up your reputation that way. But it's not that fast. You'll also find that questing for Darkspear Troll or Gnomish reps can be a lot harder since there are fewer areas with quests for them. Instead of questing, you can visit any of the faction quartermasters and pick up one of the tabards they sell. All you have to do is equip it and then go run some dungeons. The dungeons that will get you the most rep this way are all from the Burning Crusade. More specifically, you'll want to run Botanica and the Mechanar. These are fast dungeons with a lot of rep to be gained, and the final boss is right by the exit. Run these on Heroic first, and then Normal as many times as you need to fill out your reputation bar. Alternatively, you can run Magister's Terrace, which gives you a chance for the Swift White Hawkstrider mount and has a portal out at the end. If you're missing any Pandaria Reps, you'll want to hop into War Mode and find yourselves a Zandalari Warbringer or a Zandalari War Scout. There should be a War Scout in each of the Pandaria zones, and they will drop reputation tokens like this one. 6,000 reputation with the Shadow Pan will get you to Exalted pretty fast. You can do this on alts to speed up the process. In Warlords of Draenor, it's a bit more time consuming because you probably just need to do the story campaign. As far as I've seen, it's just the primary faction for both Horde and Alliance that has a significant amount of items from their vendor, but if you want the others, unfortunately, it is going to be a lot of questing. With Legion Remix currently active, you should have no trouble at all getting these reputations, as infinite research and basically every other activity has a chance to drop rep tokens. Sadly, the BFA reputations seem to be a pretty slow grind no matter what you do. I would recommend focusing only on the emissary quests rather than trying to grind this out via world quest, unless you also need war resources. Thankfully, all the reputations past BFA are warbound, so it's a lot less likely that you're missing one, with the exception of the Cartels of Undermine. If you still need any of these, remember you can use a Chet list to cash in for extra rep. Simply speak to Chet in the Incontinental Hotel for a new Chet list. Simply complete 4 of the listed tasks, then hand the completed Chet list into the Quartermaster for the Goblin Cartel you need rep from. Okay, well that's reputations covered, but what about legacy currencies? I'm going to go through some of the currencies most likely to be needed and how you can farm them. Let's start with Resonance Crystals, the primary currency for the War Within. These are pretty easy to get. Any of the weeklies that award things like Pinnacle Caches will give you 900 Resonance Crystals, so doing a few weeklies on one character or more will accumulate these pretty fast. If you wind up needing Kej, the currency from Aj-Kahet, you can head to the Weaver's Lair and speak with this vendor. Here you can exchange Resonance Crystals for Kej, or vice versa, though the exchange rate is not that great. When it comes to Dragonflight and Dragon Isle supplies, the farm is pretty easy, with a small catch. For every dragon race you do on a new character, you'll be awarded Dragon Isle supplies. This method does require alts and is a bit repetitive, but the higher difficulty the race you do, the more supplies you get. If you're not a fan of dragon riding, there is another way, but it won't be as fast. Digging up disturbed dirt or smelly trash piles will award some Dragon Isle supplies, but you're looking at about 25 instead of 95 with a race. While the PTR was up, I didn't see too many items that required anima, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. If you're looking to farm anima, the best place is Zereth Mortis. Make sure to pick up the weekly quest, Patterns Within Patterns, from Bolvar, and kill a lot of rares. And when you're done with that, it's time to go kill some raid bosses. Anima should come pretty fast, particularly compared to your memories of Shadowlands. Heading back to BFA, emissary quests can be a great source of war resources, as can world quests. You should be able to get these from practically everything. The tricky bit will be the items sold by Provisioner Murkra. The honor-bound service medals are only available from PvP and Warfronts. While Blizzard has suggested that we're not going to need very many of these to buy housing items, we will need some. Odds are, if you played during Legion, then you're absolutely drowning in order resources, but if you didn't, that's okay. By visiting Ilnea Bloodthorn in Legion Dalaran, you can cash in Blood of Sargeras for order resource caches. One will get you 200 order resources, or 20 can get you 4,000. Blood of Sargeras can be easily farmed by running dungeons and raids in Legion, or via the time walking vendor if Legion time walking is up. If you've joined World of Warcraft since Warlords of Draenor, you might not have your garrison fully maxed out, and you're going to want to do that. As long as you have your garrison, you'll be able to get 500 resources just about every day on any character. Garrison resources will accumulate pretty fast using this method, but since they max out at 10k, it's worth using alts. If you think the 500 per day per alt isn't fast enough, you can also go kill rares in Tanaan Jungle. If you're not a fan of PvP, but think you might want some of the items sold for Marks of Honor, I recommend doing Comp Stomp the next time it's up. Unfortunately, that's not until January 6th, so you may also want to consider doing things like world quests in war mode, or just jumping into a brawl. Once you have some honor, you can cash it in with this NPC for a chest that will award 5 Marks of Honor. It may not seem that fast, but it's really not bad. There's obviously a bunch of currencies that I didn't cover, so if there's one you're interested in, I suggest going to housing.wowdb.com and checking out their housing database. They have a currency filter, so you'll be able to check on things like Apexis crystals, ancient mana, or even energy cells from Mechagon. I hope you found this useful and are feeling prepared for player housing. If there's something I missed, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. I promise.